All right, hello Algebra 1 class again. Welcome back to day 2 of Exponents. Just a reminder, recap of the week, what we got going on. So today we're going to finish up our last video of the week, talking about exponents, multiplication of exponents. Tomorrow is going to be a packet day where you work on the work packet that I sent out. That's Wednesday. Thursday's catch-up day. Take a look at past things that you've missed. Either send an email to me if you're confused about it, or check Canvas. In Canvas, you should be able to see what you've missed. That's Thursday. Then Friday is our social emotional day. Reach out, use that time to either work with or to meet with Miss Johnson, Miss Armistead, or Mr. Bergenholt and Mr. Nelson. Okay, they're both meeting 2 times a day on Friday for about half an hour. We've had some students join us over the past couple weeks. It's been great to talk to some of you, especially ones that I haven't been kind of back and forth with through math or something. So keep that up. Keep going to those things. We love to see you guys. We love to stay connected. But today, let's talk about exponents and kind of what we're going to be doing. Starting up here, learning objectives, students will be able to multiply exponential expressions in order to simplify. Okay, remember when we simplify exponential expressions, we don't have any parentheses, we don't have any zero or negative exponents, and then we also, each base only occurs once when we have a simplified expression. Let's start over here. Before we get to the examples, let's take a look at this right here. Okay, all of these. We have 3 different ways of saying the exact same thing. Okay, so these are all the same thing. Meaning, this is x to the 4th times x to the 5th. This says x to the 4th times x to the 5th. And this also says x to the 4th times x to the 5th. We're just using different ways of expressing that. The first way, we're using the multiplication dot. The second way, we're just having the 2 x to the 4th, x to the 5th just next to each other. That tells me that they're being multiplied. And then we're using the parentheses on the final one, and that's again telling me that x to the 4th is being multiplied by x to the 5th. So what is that? When we multiply exponential expressions that have the same base, the x, if you remember from last video, we have, so with x to the 4th, the base is the x, and the 4th is the exponent. The exponent, and that's the base. Okay? So if they have the same base and we're multiplying them, we're just adding the exponents. So for all of these all equal the same thing. It's going to be x to the 4th times x to the 5th. We're just going to add those exponents. So it's going to be x to the 4 plus 5 to the 9th. All right? So with that said, let's go over a few of these examples. Let's start here, okay, with this example. We have parentheses, and we have 3x squared times 4x to the 4th. First thing I want to do is I want to take a look at my constants. I have constants in both of them, or 2 constants in there. I have a 3 and a 4. I'm going to multiply that 3 and 4, because I'm saying that I'm multiplying this times that, so 3 times 4 is going to give me 12. And then I'm going to bring down my base, which is x. And I know that x squared is being multiplied by x to the 4th. So I'm just going to add those exponents now. 4 plus 2 is 6. We get 12x to the 6 because I added those exponents together. Now note, I had to multiply the coefficient. That's a number that's in front of the base. I had to multiply the 2 coefficients, which gave me 12, and then I added the exponents. Let's come on over here now, all right? So I check out if I have any constants. I have 1 constant here, 5. I just have a 5. I have no other constants in there, no other whole numbers. So I'm going to take that 5 and I'm going to put it out in front, okay? Boom. I'm going to put everything else behind that constant. So I'm going to start with my x's. I have x squared. What else do I have for an x? Oh, just a regular x. But we've got to remember, when just an x is there, it's actually x to the 1st. So I got to take the x squared and multiply it by x to the first. So I'm going to add my exponents. 2 plus 1 is 3. Now, I got to take a look at my y's. Bring down my y because I know that's another one. I'm going to say, okay, I have y to the 5th and y squared. 5 plus 2 is 7. Okay? 5x cubed, y to the 7th. Or 5x to the 3rd, y to the 7th. All right, now, this one down here. We're going to take a look for my coefficients. First thing I want to do, if you remember, as we talked about up here, when they're separated by the multiplication dot, that's the same thing as having it separated by parentheses. It's the same thing as having it right next to each other. So we're just multiplying this all together. There are no other operations, just multiplying the whole thing. So we'll take a look for my coefficients, or my constants, my numbers in front of the variables. I have a 2, and I have a 4. And those are the only ones. Those are the only ones. So I'm going to multiply the 2 and the 4 and get 8. Now I'm going to go down and see, okay, I have x variables. Let me put the x here. And then let's count. Let's figure out how many x's I have. So I have an x squared, and I have an x to the first. So let's put that 1 there so we don't get confused. So x squared, 2 plus 1 is 3. Now, what's my next variable? My next variable is going to be y. Just looking in order, I have an x here, then I have a y, and to the 3rd, and then squared. Okay, so I'm going to add my 3 and my 2, and I'm going to get y to the 5th. And then so I have my x's, cross these out, I have my y's, xy's, my constants. All I'm left with is z squared. So I'm just going to bring that down, put z squared right there. All right. So my answer to this one is 8x cubed, y to the 5th, z squared. All right. That's how we multiply exponents. You're going to be seeing a lot more of these on your packets. You probably have a page worth of these to just kind of do through. I know it's kind of feels like busy work, but the more you do of these, the more it makes sense, and the more you get kind of used to trying to simplify things and then adding the exponents, especially when a variable does not have a visible exponent, when it doesn't have squared or to the 5th or something like that, when it's just x to the 1st, you always got to remember that that's actually a 1 up there, and you got to add that to whatever else is in the expression. Okay, so tomorrow, packet work, okay, Thursday, catch-up day, Friday, social emotional. Hopefully I'll see all you guys at some point on Friday for that social emotional day. I'll be joining in with the social workers and behavior specialists at some point. Okay, have a good rest of the week, and I will and reach out if you need anything. Thank you.